Start.
Top of the morning to the marvelous and aesthetically aristocratic personalities present over here. Guys, my name is Sourav and today for you all I've got a topic which is very interesting. So first of all, thank you Alyssa for letting me have this glorious opportunity to speak in front of all these marvelous personalities. So guys, as I was mentioning that my topic of speech is going to be a very different one. And so that topic of speech is Google's deep learning program. So guys, what is this? It is a custom API which is also known as application programming interface, which is used for creating softwares for different sort of operating systems like Windows, Mac, Android, Linux, and all of these, and Unix as well. So these are the operating systems which are being used in different sorts of electrical appliances. So guys, why it is so unique from the other operating systems that our APIs use is that, you know guys, Google is such a big company and so much computing power it has. And so that computing power is being put into something new, which is that it is an API which is not only like an object in task based, it is very different one. Like other programmings are being done, like when the messenger is created, it is only specific for messaging. And application is created for calling, that is only for calling. But this thing is different. It is like a flexible program which can adapt itself to any situation given to it. Like just for an example, a normal human body was given to that Google's deep learning program in a programming language, not the actual body, but in a programming language, and the program of deep learning taught it how to walk. Now guys, I'm going to link this topic to robotics. You all must have heard about the robotics, that how robots are going to take our jobs easier and make our jobs easier in the future and the coming future as well. So guys, I will link to it as before, like when the robots were made in the near past, they were made by the hit and trial method, that how the coding of it is going to be done and how they are going to work. But now, since the deep learning program of the Google has improved so much, it is going to improve the robotics industry so much that the programming which would be done for the robotics would be so flawless that even if it would have any mistakes in its coding, then the mistake would be eradicated from themselves. Now, I would like to mention one more thing from the robotics fields, specific robot field, that is actinoids. Actinoids are basically those robots which have the most likely resemblance to the human beings, which are like mostly you cannot differentiate between them and the human beings. So if those sorts of robots are being created and these sorts of programming is being used into those sort of things, then one can make a specific characteristics type actinoid robot. Like just suppose you have an actor who is very favorite of yours and he does the acting in a specific way, like specific expressions he makes, specific hand gestures he does, specific way of speaking he has. If that characteristics is somehow managed to be coded, then that is going to be that actinoid, and then that actinoid can do that same thing. Once again, as I was mentioning about the deep learning is not only for the robotics, but I am linking it to it today because robotics is the field which is being advanced as more and more we are learning about the robotics. Robotics has been a field of interest since a very long time, and I would say that the robots are going to take up our jobs in the future. Guys, as I was talking about the deep learning has one more effect as well. That is the artificial intelligence, which is basically the same thing which is going to be used by the robots. Artificial intelligence is basically what the robots are going to use as their mind, that how they are going to do the decision making. So guys, I would like to conclude my topic with the simple line that a world is a very bigger place, so we should keep exploring it. That's all.
Super. Question?
Yes.
Hi, Sourav.
Hello.
Well, I would like to say that was a very interesting topic.
Thank you.
But as you were mentioning about robotics,
Yes.
and you were saying that in future it will be a daily kind of thing.
Yes.
But what about economy? Like we are doing it for years. We are doing that for years, and still we are not able to. Make that in cheaper way.
Yes.
But if somehow it is invented, then people like us cannot afford it, because I really don't think it could be less than 3-4 crores, because robotics is not a small thing. As you also know, on Mars there is a robot,
Yes.
and it is also very costly. And it's just a very small robot in which camera is fitted and he will move.
Mars robot.
Yeah, that is also very costly. And the kind of robot you are talking about will do all household works, and there will be decision making power also. Then do you really think it can be implicable here?
Yes, I have a very good example for it from our technology as well. You know, when the first time the computer was created, I don't remember its name, ENIAC or EDVAC it was very big, it was very costly.
Yeah.
But then when the silicon chips were introduced, the prices of the computers went down. Like they were very costly at that time when they were introduced, but when the silicon chip was introduced and the integrated circuit came with it, then the price of it like went more than 1/4 of the price which it originally was. So the same thing I'm expecting in this robotics field, that as much as it is costlier now, it would be less costlier in the near future or the distant future.
But still, you are talking about it can be 1/4. We can take it 1/8. If the cost of the robot is 8 crore, so do you still think any person can afford 1 crore?
It's not like specific prices of, different ranges of the products are being made in every field, like in mobile phones, in laptops, in PCs as well, in LCDs as well. So if the robots are going to be produced in the mass population, then the specific range for those robots would be there, which would be like budget ones, higher end ones, and lower end ones.
Very
Thank
good.
you, and I'm really satisfied with that.
Next question.
That was really much knowledge.
Thank you.
My name is Vijay Singh, and I have a question for you.
Yes.
If robot will going to overrule human species, they even can't have feeling, don't have feeling, does not have feelings.
Yes.
What will the future of ours?
Actually, bro, you have a very nice question, and this is what I was also thinking about when I wrote about this topic and I was reading about it. There is one movie, I don't remember its name. That movie has a rule that whenever a robot is going to be made, it should have 3 rules.
Okay.
First rule is that never disobey any human's command over its own. That whatever command is being given to him by the human, he cannot overlook it by looking to its own command. Second rule, it cannot harm any human being. And the third rule was that he has to follow those 2 rules even when it is going to die. If these 3 rules are included in the schematics and the neural network of that robot, then robots or any artificial intelligence cannot take over the human beings.
That was the movie. But in reality, we could not program any technical device or any robotic to that. It must rule this world. It must follow these rules. You also know that. So what will you say that there is some mistaken gonna be happen with that technical
No,
device?
programming can be done like I would give to you the example of an antivirus. Like antivirus is programmed to kill the viruses. So that is the program and it is going to kill it. So that would be my explanation about it.
Okay, that's fine.
Very good. Very good. Nice speech has been given by you, and this was very fantastic speech which have been prepared by you, and that was different speech than others as well. Keep doing it. Keep preparing this kind of speech, and keep blowing us away with this kind of jargon words and new terms which are used by you in every Sunday class. So nice. Give a huge round of applause for him.